Beneath the ocean's calm surface lies a truth few accept. The sea is no friend to man. It's vast, ancient, and merciless, hiding tempests that can crush steel and erase entire ships without a trace. From hidden currents to waters that twist reality itself, these are the places where maps end and fear begins. Count them now, 5 waters where survival bends to the will of the sea itself. Number 5, the North Sea. Gray, cold, and deceptively shallow, the North Sea is a place where the horizon swallows ships without warning. It stretches between the British Isles, Scandinavia, Germany, and the Netherlands, a region that looks calm on a map but moves with violent unpredictability. Beneath its churning surface lies a deadly combination of brutal weather, treacherous tides, and human ambition. The North Sea's geography is its first curse. With an average depth of only 95 meters, it is shallow enough for winds to easily stir enormous waves. During the winter months, storms from the Atlantic crash against the continental shelf, creating walls of water that seem to rise from nowhere. Waves can exceed 15 meters during peak tempests, and rogue waves, those rare, monstrous surges that appear without pattern, are not just folklore here. Even modern vessels struggle. In December 2018, the cargo ship MV Britannica Have collided with another freighter in dense fog off Germany's coast, sinking in less than 30 minutes. Most of the crew survived, but such outcomes are rare. Fishing boats, in particular, pay the highest price. Between 1996 and 2005, over 120 British fishermen lost their lives in North Sea storms, according to the UK Marine Accident Investigation Branch. Many disappear without a trace, their ships found days later, half submerged and eerily silent. And then there's the human-made peril, oil rigs. Over 180 platforms dot the sea, their skeletons of steel weathering hurricane-force winds. The 1988 Piper Alpha disaster remains one of the worst offshore tragedies in history. A gas leak ignited a catastrophic explosion, claiming the lives of 167 workers. Though not caused by waves, it underscored a simple truth. In the North Sea, nature and industry make uneasy partners. The North Sea doesn't roar like the tropics. It whispers its warnings in fog and gray swell. Yet for every vessel that passes safely, another becomes a name etched into maritime memory. Number 4, the Arabian Sea. Sunlight blazes off its turquoise surface, but beneath that beauty lies an unpredictable, violent power. The Arabian Sea, bordered by Oman, India, Pakistan, Somalia, and the Maldives, is one of the most volatile seas on Earth. It is a crossroad for trade, a breeding ground for storms, and, at times, a battleground for survival. Its danger begins with its weather. The southwest and northeast monsoons strike it twice a year, transforming calm waters into a roaring tempest. Winds can exceed 100 kilometers per hour, waves tower over 10 meters, and ships become toys in a cosmic game. Cyclones here are born with alarming frequency. The Arabian Sea now produces some of the strongest tropical storms on record, fueled by rising ocean temperatures. In 2021, Cyclone Tauktae battered the western coast of India with sustained winds of 185 kilometers per hour. The offshore barge P-305 sank during the storm, costing the lives of 75 crew members, one of the deadliest maritime disasters in India's modern history. Only 186 people survived out of 261 aboard. According to India's meteorological department, the Arabian Sea has seen a 52% rise in severe cyclones over the last 4 decades. Beyond weather, piracy has long haunted these waters. The sea's proximity to the Gulf of Aden and the Horn of Africa makes it a hotbed for hijackings. Somali pirates, using small skiffs, have launched hundreds of attacks on tankers and freighters passing through. Between 2009 and 2011, over 200 pirate assaults per year were recorded in the region. While international patrols have reduced incidents, the sea still carries the memory of fear. Crews vanishing, ransom videos surfacing, and massive ships held hostage by small, desperate bands. At number 3, the East China Sea. Between China, Japan, and Korea lies a restless body of water where history, geopolitics, and raw natural force collide. The East China Sea may not look as vast as the Pacific or as deep as the Atlantic, but its violence is precise, surgical, and utterly merciless. The sea's geography breeds trouble. It is relatively shallow, with an average depth of around 350 meters, and its seabed slopes sharply near the Okinawa Trough. This means storms, particularly typhoons, hit the area with amplified fury. According to IFL Science, this region experiences more than 20 typhoons each year, some of which reach catastrophic levels. When the warm currents of the Kuroshio Current clash with cold continental winds, the result is atmospheric chaos. In 2018, Typhoon Jeongdari slammed into the East China Sea, causing destructive waves and severe flooding in Japan. But the deadliest maritime event in recent memory occurred in January 2018, the Sanchi oil tanker disaster. The Iranian-owned tanker collided with the CF Crystal off the coast of Shanghai, catching fire and burning for over a week before sinking. All 32 crew members perished, and the spill contaminated hundreds of kilometers of ocean. Historically, the East China Sea has claimed ships for centuries. During World War II, it became a watery cemetery. Thousands of vessels, Japanese, American, and Chinese, sank beneath its surface. To this day, divers find wrecks of submarines and cargo ships rusting on the seafloor. The danger isn't just weather or war, it's density. The East China Sea is one of the busiest shipping routes on Earth, with over 500 vessels per day crossing its paths. When storms rise, there's simply no room to flee. Add to that the simmering territorial tensions between nations, and you have a sea that's as politically volatile as it is meteorologically unstable. Even the seabed itself poses risk. Hidden shoals and shifting sediment near the continental shelf have caused numerous groundings, particularly among smaller cargo ships. Modern radar and GPS can't always predict the sudden changes in current that drag vessels toward disaster. In recent years, several fishing boats from both China and Japan have disappeared in these same waters, their remains later washing ashore hundreds of miles away. The East China Sea doesn't merely threaten, it watches. Every wave carries echoes of those who challenged its temper and lost. Beneath its surface lies a museum of human ambition, rusting quietly in the dark. Number 2. The Bering Sea. Between Alaska and Siberia lies the Bering Sea, a place where the sky and water merge into an icy abyss. It is not just cold, it is lethal. For those who dare to fish, trade, or travel here, survival depends on timing, instinct, and a measure of luck that few possess for long. The Bering Sea's violence comes from extremes: freezing temperatures, hurricane-force winds, and waves that climb higher than houses. Winter storms here are legendary. Winds can howl at over 160 kilometers per hour, and the sea, stirred by the shallowness of its continental shelf, turns violent almost instantly. According to the U.S. Coast Guard, an average of 30 to 40 commercial fishermen pass away each year in Alaskan waters, most of them in the Bering Sea. Its combination of ice accumulation, low visibility, and unpredictable waves makes even short trips a gamble. The fishing vessel destination was one such casualty. It vanished in 2017 near St. George Island with 6 men aboard. No distress signal, no survivors, only debris and the hollow sound of unanswered calls. The sea's history is lined with similar tragedies. In 1999, the Western Venture sank with all hands lost, and in 2008, the Katmai disaster claimed 11 more. Between 2000 and 2010 alone, over 100 vessels met their end here, a grim reflection of how unforgiving these waters remain, despite modern navigation and weather tech. Many of these ships were veteran crews, seasoned by decades of experience, undone not by ignorance, but by the simple, brutal physics of nature. The danger is amplified by the sheer isolation. The nearest rescue base can be hours away by helicopter, and in waters hovering just above freezing, a man overboard has less than 15 minutes before hypothermia claims him. And yet, the most chilling truth about the Bering Sea isn't its storms, it's what happens after. When the clouds part, silence takes over. No wreckage, no cries, just an empty horizon, and the quiet certainty that the ocean remembers everything it takes. But as merciless as these northern waters are, there's one sea that overshadows them all, a place where storms, politics, and peril collide in ways that defy comprehension. Because danger doesn't always roar with thunder. Sometimes it hides behind the calm of a turquoise surface. Finally, number 1, the South China Sea. Of all the waters on Earth, none command as much fear and fascination as the South China Sea. It is vast, covering over 3.5 million square kilometers, and treacherous in every conceivable sense. From deadly typhoons to hidden reefs and rising geopolitical tension, it is a sea that embodies danger both natural and man-made. Its geography is the first trap. The South China Sea is riddled with over 250 small islands, atolls, and reefs, many uncharted or shifting with the sands. These reefs, particularly in the Spratly and Paracel Islands, are notorious for shipwrecks. The coral can slice through steel, and sudden squalls make navigation nearly impossible. The US Navy and regional fishing fleets alike have lost vessels to these hidden knives beneath the waves. Weather adds another layer of terror. The South China Sea is struck by an average of 10 to 20 typhoons each year, several of them classified as super typhoons. These storms can generate waves over 20 meters high and winds exceeding 250 kilometers per hour. In 2013, Typhoon Haiyan, one of the strongest tropical cyclones ever recorded, passed through this region, resulting in the loss of more than 1,300 lives in the Philippines alone and destroying countless ships. Even outside of typhoon season, the South China Sea is dangerous due to its political volatility. Territorial disputes among China, Vietnam, the Philippines, and other nations mean military activity is constant. Multiple confrontations have occurred between naval and fishing vessels, some ending in rammings and sinkings. In 2019, a Chinese vessel reportedly struck and sank a Filipino fishing boat near Reed Bank, leaving 22 fishermen stranded in open water before they were rescued by a passing ship. But the South China Sea's deadliest legacy lies beneath its surface. The International Maritime Organization records hundreds of maritime accidents here every decade, from grounded tankers to capsized cargo ships. Many go unreported, lost amid commercial secrecy or political tension. Despite the peril, it remains one of the world's busiest trade arteries. Over one-third of global shipping, valued at over $3 trillion annually, passes through these waters. Every ship that survives adds to the illusion of safety. Everyone that doesn't becomes part of the sea's quiet tally. The South China Sea is not chaos, it's precision. Every current, every storm, every shadow beneath the waves feels intentional, as if the sea itself selects its victims. For centuries, it has been both the spine and the scar of maritime Asia, and even now, with satellites and radar scanning its breadth, it keeps its secrets close. From the cold fangs of the North Sea to the feverish storms of the South China Sea, these waters share one truth. The ocean never destroys out of anger. It moves with indifference. Each sea bears its own signature of danger, some shaped by wind and current, others by human overconfidence and chance. Yet even now, in an age of satellites and steel, we remain fragile guests in a world ruled by water. The waves rest for now, but the world beneath them never does. Join us for the next discovery.